Hey guys, I'm Reader Not Found, and I'm back with another review. As you know, I review books on this channel in a calm, relaxing format that you can listen to in the background while cleaning up or when you are trying to fall asleep. I'm thinking of expanding to reviewing movies very soon too, so let me know if you have any suggestions. I'm a new YouTuber, so any feedback is welcome as well. The book I'll be reviewing today has a stellar synopsis. It reads as follows. Channeling the craft of Neil Gaiman, the humor of Douglas Adams, and the genius of Terry Pratchett, Kanan Gill weaves a story that will surprise you. It refuses to take itself seriously, yet raises the most serious of questions. What does it mean to be human in a post-nuclear winter world, now free from borders, war, poverty, and overpopulation? The smartest man on the planet is working on the most illegal thing imaginable. Once a celebrated scientist, for whom the authority had to come up with an entirely new Genius Category 3, Dr. K has resigned as the head of the Scientific Institute and now spends his days in a hungover, crotchety haze, relegated to working on a trifling project. But unknown to everyone else, he's obsessively simulating universes, intervening in these simulations, and when they fail to achieve what he wants, terminating them. But all of his delicate interferences to nudge these simulated realities in the right direction inevitably come up short against the most unlikely spanner in the works, bumbling private detective P. Manjunath. In Kanan Gill's wildly entertaining and unexpectedly moving debut novel, a Danish policeman accidentally becomes a clothing-optional leader of a worldwide group of science haters, a sentient piece of wall struggles with the limits of its artistic expression, and a lapel pin's habit of always giving truthful advice causes chaos. Blending vivid inventiveness and uproarious storytelling with an intriguing interrogation of the very nature of existence, Acts of God marks the evolution of one of our finest comedic voices. The synopsis was definitely promising and right up my alley. I was genuinely excited to get into this one because when Kanan Gill of Pretentious Movie Reviews, alternate comedy comic stand judge, and a couple of good stand-up specials, Fame writes a book, I read it. In fact, if you'd ask me, which stand-up comic should write a book? My answer would have been Gill. For these reasons, I wanted to award a whopping 5-star rating to this piece of literature so bad, hoping it'll emulate his brand of highbrow, intelligent, elite humor. Allergen warning? It's going to be a liberally rounded off 3 stars. Log 1/the caliber. Firstly, this book is a good try for a debut author who took upon himself the daunting task of penning down a philosophical sci-fi, making it as weird as possible, alt comedy pro, but still somehow rooted in the now. Reality is stranger than fiction? Additionally, this is also one of the most eloquently funny books I've come across. Log 2/The Turbulence. I write this with a heavy heart, but oh my God, this book is tedious. The philosophical leanings either jump off the page as too on the nose, or just too washed out by the uninteresting world building of aliens and simulations. The superfluous rambling made it so hard for me to binge read this. I still feel the conscious effort it took to keep turning the pages, losing focus over and over. Clearly then, it is meant for a very niche audience. Mind you, I thought I was this audience since I tend to like philosophical fictions. Like Piranesi, I'm thinking of ending things. But to me, this wallows in its unrealized potential. The end result being a superficially deep plot. I appreciated the convoluted nature initially, But I soon realized that the author took no effort to untangle his own mess, causing a detached reading experience. Also, what was the editor of this book up to? In summary, by no means do I want an easy book. I crave difficult books that cause mental gymnastics. However, Acts of God did not deliver according to my expectations, despite containing all the appropriate ingredients. It just tried too hard to be metaphorical, eventually becoming incomprehensible. I cannot believe I have to say this, but this definitely falls into my pretentious book reviews category. Regardless, I want to read more of Gill's work. I do hope you give it a shot. And thank you for listening. See you next time. If you enjoyed this review, please leave a comment.